Hello guys and welcome to this Kerbal Space Program video where we will be sending on a Apollo-style mission to the Mun in 4K on my crappy HP Pavilion DV7 computer. Yes, and reading it in 4K resolution. Of course, what you can see here is a black screen, but I assure you, it's 4K. It might just take a while to load because, try restarting your computer, turn it off and on again. That always works. And if that doesn't, contact Google because I can't help you. Anyway, today we will be going to the Mun in Kerbal Space Program. And as you can see, we'll quickly load up a save and go to the VAB. I already have a pre-made rocket, as you can see here, and we will just press space to launch. So as you can see, we're ascending on a quite steep ascent profile. It might be a little less efficient than optimal, but I assure we have plenty of delta V, so it should be fine. Now with the plenty of delta V, we quickly reach apoapsis. As you can see, it's all narrated in post-production, and then the footage is accelerated, so you don't have to watch me. It goes through a couple hours of me playing the game. Now as you're enjoying my cancerous voice, you can see that I'm circularizing the orbit, and we have reached the lowest orbit. Not a very circular one at that, but still a low Kerbal orbit rather. A low Kerbal orbit. Now, we quickly make a maneuver node to transfer to the Mun, and time warp over there and make a burn to actually get ourselves into a Mun's sphere of influence. And then we time warp some more and make some course correction maneuvers. As you can see here, I already made a maneuver node for that, and another maneuver node to actually capture into the Mun. And then we finish time accelerating to perform our capture burn. Now as you can see, we're undocking our lander, then creating a maneuver node somewhere else in the orbit. I'm not actually using the maneuver node to land, but rather as just as a guide to actually help me figure out when to burn to land where I want. Of course, we just have to move away a bit from the main module so we don't actually hit it, because that would be very bad. And then we start our landing burn. Of course, we missed the target because I'm not a good pilot, but we still managed to make it on the surface. And as you can see here, we're 5,000 kilometers above the surface. Of course, it's 5,000 kilometers above, 5,000 meters rather, above sea level, because the game doesn't have the radar altimeters yet, at least not in this view. So we quickly make a landing burn. We're currently going at 200 meters per second, 190, 180, 170, 160, 150, 140, 130, 120, 100. And then we're coming too close to the surface, but we do eventually make it. Now, as I said, I'm all narrating this in post-production. So we quickly get out plant flag, take a surface sample rather, at a EVA report. Then we get back in, and then we come back up to the orbit again. Of course, we have to quickly make a gravity turn, since there are atmosphere to interfere with, and all the stuff that's going around, that's in a very low orbit, around like 15 kilometers. So, I'm not a very good docker. I don't dock stuff very well in orbit, so I have to make several passes to actually get an encounter with the main module. Then I have to make several tries before I manage to get the two models to connect together. Almost ending in disaster, as you can see here. Now we make a escape burn from the Mun back to Kerbal, and we time warp back into the atmosphere, and then back into Kerbal. and then we deployed our parachutes. Well, not yet, but that's coming soon. So, as you can see here, we have the re-entry effects. I got the re-entry particle effects mod, and that's what gives the beautiful re-entry effects. Beautiful. Yeah, I also have a bunch of other visual mods installed. So, we do make it onto the surface, we deploy our parachutes, and we land, and we recover. Thank you for watching. Please give me money. Thank you.